Yes, yes. If you guys were listening from the jump, which I hope you were, I announced that we have the founder of Beauty and Smarts Academy, Tabitha Davis, in the building.
Hey, you guys.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm great. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for allowing me to be here.
Absolutely. How was your weekend? What did you do?
My weekend, was Jetpack. My church had a concert. I'm repping them today.
Yes.
And it was good. It was good. Very, very good.
All right, so are you ready to get into this interview?
Let's do it.
All right, so you are a woman of many talents, so we're going to have to get into it. But first and foremost, what inspired you to pursue a career in cosmetology, entrepreneurship, and mentorship? You do it all. So what I feel like we could start with cosmetology. Your hair is gorgeous. My hair got sweated out over the weekend. I'm like, dang, she a cosmetologist and I got to see her today.
Oh, my goodness.
But what inspired you to get into your career paths?
All honesty, so I could say probably about like 4 years ago. Just in my life, transferring. So it really came from like trauma. Like cosmetology was something that I saw my mom do growing up. And like in our culture, it's like that's something that we never put a career to. It's just something that we know how to do, whether it's hair, makeup, nails, and literally to get us by or to make a couple of dollars to make ends meet because of bills that got to get paid. So it was something that I always seen, but never thought like I would have a career path in this as far as cosmetology. But before I jumped into cosmetology, I was going through a lot of like financial crisis, like homelessness. I was going through a lot, and I was like, I don't know, I guess you could say like party girl. Like I used to like drinking, I used to like all that stuff, and I literally saw like my body deteriorate. Like I saw my skin get bad because of what I was consuming. I saw my nails get bad because of what I consumed, and my hair got bad just because of all the chemicals and just things that's going into our bodies. Like we don't really talk about that. So because of that, I was introduced to cosmetology because of financial aid. I didn't know that I can go. They'll pay for me to go to school. So same way how it is when you apply to college. And I'm like, okay. And after I was in school, it was kind of like a little struggle, but I had to make ends meet. I started a Subway salon like underneath the ground to help people because I know what it is to go without. And then it just took off from there.
Yes, and we are going to get into that because my girl is out here killing it, y'all. Now, when did you realize that you could use your talents beyond beauty? Like when you're doing the Subway hairstyles, don't talk about it too much yet. And then when you're doing your mentorships, when did you realize that there's so much more outside of just making people feel beautiful? Like you serve a greater purpose.
All honesty, I think it came from like people testimonies, like listening to people's stories, listening to what got them in their circumstances, and just to see the joy on their face just by someone talking to them. Like, and I realized with cosmetology, it's more than just like how we portray it with the industry. Like most of us think that it's just like what we look like or, you know, but in reality, it's really a feeling. So once I seen that like a gift can be just making someone feel better, like it just changed my horizons, and it just showed me that everybody has a gift. Everybody has a talent.
Absolutely.
So it's like God put something in all of us. So I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know, if you're a creator, if you just, because sometimes a gift can just be listening. Like, so it's, once I realized that I can make somebody smile, that's when I realized like you can implement that in everything you do.
I love that.
Thank you.
You have such great energy. I feel like you're such a people person. You're the type of person who belongs in the community. And speaking of that, you do a lot of things with the community with Beauty and Smarts Academy.
Yes.
Can you tell us about that?
Okay, so before I started Beauty's Academy, like I was a server, like we here to serve. So I did a lot, like as far as like serving in different, working under different nonprofits, doing a lot of administrative work, doing a lot of like event planning, coordinating and stuff like in the performing arts, but that's like behind. But because of that, I was able to like be under so many great people and learn under so many great people. And I ain't had to say nothing, literally just come serve and just help wherever was needed. Just give it my hands as a gift, just help. And because of that, once I started the Beauty and Smarts Academy, it was so many different networks that I didn't even know, like that I learned over time was forming. And to be honest with you, I feel like that's that was like the part that I realized that like building community is very important. And I started doing like different collaborations. I run a local Boys and Girls Club for teens. I started doing stuff with different like organizations and like the city, different city council events. And it just took off a little bit.
Like the question is, what don't you do? So what steps did you take to bring Beauty and Smarts Academy to fruition? You started out with a lot of networking. So what did you do first to make it happen?
Okay, so first thing first, I had to go to school. So I went to school twice. So the first thing was to get 2 years to get my cosmetology license. So that was the first thing I had to go to school for. And then the second thing, well, after I did after I did cosmetology school the first time, that's when I started getting my feet wet. Like I started taking risks. So that's when I started like reaching out to people, cold calling. I started writing like creating like pitches and stuff, and I was just practicing with people that I know, just randomly hitting up my friends like, how this sound? Tell me how this sound. Like, this sound good? They're like, damn, that's popping. So I'm like, well, I say no more. Then I'm going to try to implement this and, you know, like trying to talk to people. And I did get a lot of no's at first, and every time I got a no, I just remember God saying like a no is not like a bad thing. Either could be I'm redirecting you, or it could be a thing of time for you to wait and sit back and evaluate. So a lot of times I literally, if I got a no, I sit back, evaluate it, and I ask questions like, can you tell me why you said no? Like not in a negative way, but more of a like a constructive way for me to learn. And a lot of people that wind up making them say yes. Like, oh, you care why I said no? So yeah, I want to know. I just want to get better.
Take notes, y'all.
And that's pretty much like how I started. I did a cosmetology school. Then I started reaching out to different venues, letting them know what I was doing, asking like, is it a way that I can come in for 2 hours to try to, you know, host a class or do like a give back? And then over time, I just started building up that rapport, doing service for service. I can help you this way. Let me know if that can exchange, allow me to do like the stuff I want to do for the community. And it just built from there. And then after that, I had to go back to school to get my teachers in cosmetology so I could become a teacher instructor. So now I can start licensing people to the state, because I just felt like, well, I know I'm teaching the young girls, but I want them to do something when they get older. So it's not just cute, you know, like I really want them to be able to get credits towards actually becoming cosmetologists. And that's how it went.
Come on now. No risk, no reward. Turn it. Now, what do you believe makes you different from other beauty or training programs? I feel like you kind of already told us what makes you different in the last question, but in case there's anything additional that you want to, you know, toot your horn, what makes you stand out and different?
You know what I think of it? Like, I look at it as like, not necessarily being different, like just as being like an example, like, because everyone can do this. And to be honest with you, that's the goal, for everyone to just go out in their communities and spread their light in the dark places to help lead the people. That's all this about, us doing God's work. So it's not, I don't really think that I'm different. I just feel like I'm just one out of many who understands my identity in Christ, like who I am and moving forward, and like not focus so much on what people say, but the vision as a whole. So I feel like if anything, not different, but definitely just doing, you know, the work, I guess.
Yeah, doing the Lord's work.
Hallelujah.